It's the Opie and Anthony Show. Lots going on today. In studio, Colin Quinn, who called us up and said, hey, I want to come in here. And we're happy to have you, Colin. Also, Rich Voss to my right here. We're happy to have you too, Rich. I want to start off by saying that by the end of the show, I don't know if we're going to be happy that you were here, but we'll start off on the right foot.
Just to show what the world's worst, dumbest Jew.
Yeah.
And I'm friends with Bob Levy too, and I still say Voss is number one.
Yeah.
He called last night. We see him at the cell. He goes, to me, what's happening with this crisis? Who ever heard of a Jew asking a Catholic what's happening with the financial? And it's Rosh Hashanah. He's not anywhere near like the family.
Why are you talking with food in your mouth? Didn't they teach you at Fit Club that you're supposed to talk without food in your mouth, you idiot? All right? When you were on the scale and Ant was looking at you saying, listen, don't talk with food in your mouth, all right, novelty act. I don't know what's going on.
Wait, why is he a novelty act?
He is. He just fell in that category of Screech and all those type of people. I mean, 5 years ago he was Colin Quinn. Now he's that guy from Tough Crowd. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
But why is that a novelty act? It doesn't really explain this.
I'm not sure what the novelty act part is. I'm not saying he's not finished, but I don't understand what the novelty act comes
Exactly.
That's right.
You went over your head. You started too early. You should just let me finish. I was half bombing, and now you're totally bombing. People forgot that I was bombing.
I thought you
shut your orange spray-on face.
I thought you were done because you swallowed. I didn't know.
Why is your shirt the same color as your skin right now?
I want the people
techniques of DJ AM.
I want the people to play along at home. Rich Voss is brilliant for the first 20 seconds. When it gets to 25 or 30, just listen closely.
Yeah.
The wheels fall off.
I was arguing with my dad last night over this whole financial crisis.
Yeah.
And I'm asking Anthony, because he would know about this, are the Republicans totally to blame for lifting all the regulations on the housing market? Or
yes.
Totally. You're saying...
totally and completely, yeah.
Okay, so here's what it is.
No, I'm not saying that.
When it came to stupidity, but when it came to moral issues, the Democrats and the Republicans completely are to blame.
God, why are you trying to be smart? It's early. The one good quality you have is being funny. Okay. And you're trying to be smart. I'm an idiot.
They're actually got some kind of indictments now they're going to try to get against Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and the scummy mortgage companies.
For their names or for what they did?
Yeah, really. That's the worst name ever, Fannie Mae.
Yeah, that sounds like two acts on like a Def Jam special. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Give it up, y'all, for Freddie Mac.
Yeah. White people be crazy.
Yeah. With the news
coming for some of these ladies in here.
With the news coming out today, this doesn't matter anymore, but we do have a montage of the heartbeat away from the president's.
We just did our Main Street, Wall Street, Main Street montage,
right?
Which they can't get enough of saying.
Did you hear the Wall Street, Main Street thing?
No, but I like that expression. I think it's pretty much hits it on the head.
I bet you
doesn't it? It's not used enough on the news.
I bet you they all thought they had something with this Wall Street, Main
Street
thing.
Speaking of played out, how about this? Pompous white trash patchogue going, that's middle America for you. There's more toothless people where he's from.
Patchogue, he says. He always picks some other Long Island crap hole that I'm from. I'm from Northport, my friend. The tiny hamlet of Northport.
All the dirtbags pretend they're from Northport.
All the dirtbags. Yeah, that lady doesn't represent middle America, maybe the epicenter, but it spreads out from there.
It absolutely is middle America.
This center reach, son of a...
Center reach. He's naming every crap hole on Long Island that I've never lived in.
He's not from Northport.
Can you bring Boston to the party? What town would Anthony be from if he was in Massachusetts? The Massachusetts area.
No, Voss is from Jersey.
No, I said...
Boston.
Yeah. Because you go after Anthony being from Patchogue, Center Reach, Mastic.
Well, what about
that's really
talk
funny.
about where I really was from when I lived up there?
Everett, Massachusetts.
I lived in Ashland.
Yeah.
By Framingham.
Yeah.
Still my favorite is when he went out to the West Coast with what's his name, Jackson.
Jimmy Jackson.
Oh, I love
Jimmy Jackson.
You promised us another Jimmy Jackson story when Colin came in. So
I know. I'm going to have to really go through some old pictures or something.
You
and
know
look
what's sad downstairs when I signed in just now? The name right ahead of me. Not Ritual. It says Voss. He's still trying to sell it, even to the guys at the security desk.
Just one name like that?
He's a one-name guy.
One name
Voss.
Because Colin didn't hear it. Here's the Wall Street, Main Street montage the boys put together. Because it's the catchphrase of the day there. Everyone thought they were clever coming up with this one.
There's no question that the troubles on Wall Street have absolutely bled into Main Street.
To make sure that Main Street is getting the same kind of help that Wall Street's getting.
The bad news from Wall Street has folks on Main Street in a panic.
What does it mean for Wall Street? What does it mean for the rest of us, maybe on Main Street?
Main Street is looking for accountability from Wall Street.
And that, of course, impacts both Wall Street as well as Main Street.
And we must insulate Main Street from Wall Street.
Understand that this is just as much about Main Street as it is about Wall Street.
Wall Street is Main Street, folks.
I don't want to spend all this money to bail out these Wall Street fat cats. It's also bailing out Main Street.
Wow. Wall Street, Main Street.
There it is.
Oh, right.
And now
one guy used it, and it was probably clever. Like, oh, I understand. It's the financial guys and the average Joe on the street, and then they all just pounce on it and overuse it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm surprised Obama didn't slip, instead of saying Main Street, say Martin Luther King Boulevard.
Pretty funny.
MLK. Very nice. Well, this one doesn't matter anymore, but then they did the heartbeat away from the presidency thing. Here's the montage.
If John McCain wins, this woman will be one 72-year-old's heartbeat away from being president of the United States.
They're both trying to be a heartbeat away from the presidency.
Right. A heartbeat away from the presidency.
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 A 72-year-old heartbeat away from the presidency of the United States of America.
To be a heartbeat away from the presidency.
Oh, the media just sucks.
God. And Biden is a scope away from the presidency.
What are you insane?
Wow.
What?
Rich Voss.
We just got to acknowledge
Jesus.
that you got a little saucy there, Rich.
That was a good one.
How come,
enjoy the visit from the Secret Service.
Yeah, no kidding, man. We had nothing to do with that one. Opie and Anthony and Jim Norton had nothing to do.
Don't get your teeth pulled. They'll knock them out for you.
Yeah.
Just wait for the senator. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Voss would be a terrible assassin because the sun would glint off those shiny teeth in the top of the building.
Hey, Colin, you were discussing the Sarah Palin thing with Rich Voss before you guys got in here?
Yeah.
What do you think there, Rich?
I think it's smart, but
he said she's dropping out of the race, and I said, where'd you hear that from? He said, you guys, and I'm going, that's where you get your news from?
Yeah.
She's not dropping out of the race.
I heard it on Yahoo first, and I heard these guys.
You heard it or read? Oh, Yahoo?
I read it one this morning, but
It's not happening. She's debating Thursday night.
no,
And then
that's
she's
why
going
she's
to
dropping out.
Hilarities to see me work in Cleveland. She's
What's that?
doing Thursday
They're
night.
bringing in that guy Tim Pauly, whatever his name is, from Minnesota. Palenti.
Yeah. Governor of Minnesota.
That's a mistake too. They should go with Rudy.
There you go.
No one want to vote for Rudy.
Yeah, maybe.
If he, first of all, he knows if she dropped out of the race, it would just destroy his campaign right now.
It's not any worse than she's retired.
No. She's dropping out on her own. He's not telling her to step down. That's the key to this whole thing.
The Democrats are going to say. The Democrats are going to say he can't even make it a vice president decision on who to pick.
Or vice presidential.
Decision, yes, presidential, whatever.
I wouldn't say he can't make a vice president decision.
Vice presidential. Okay, I'm not going to, you know what, add on all the extra syllables, whatever.
Yeah,
you
fancy.
have time for that.
Yeah, who needs syllables, right, Rich?
Yeah.
But she's not dropping it. You
Egghead.
think so?
You gotta
Yeah, I
add
know
on.
she is.
Ask this clown. He's the political guy. He reads the stupid Wall Street Journal.
He's stunt brain.
He reads the Wall Street Journal every day.
Yep, every single day.
And
It's,
who they're saying?
Tim Pawlenty, the governor of Minnesota, is the #1 guy who should have been there in the first place had it not been Romney.
Yeah.
Why is it not Romney, being that he's complete, he's so conservative, and McCain is liberal conservative? Why are they not,
One
the
5-minute
balance?
conversation last night. You're really spouting it out. This reminds me of when we did Tough Crowd and Norton would try to be smart, and for 3 weeks in a row he came in with all the facts and everyone was annoyed. But at least Norton's inherently smart. He's not educated.
What's a liberal conservative, though?
Well, it's, who's not completely to the right or conservative on his issues when it comes
liberal
to...
conservative?
Did you mean to say a liberal Republican?
That's what I meant.
No,
Liberal
he meant the
Republican.
president type.
What is a liberal conservative? It's quite every issue. He's not completely following the Conservative Party. When it comes to immigration, he believes that it should happen, or we should let the immigrants in, which is not a conservative view.
We should let every immigrant in? Is that what he's saying?
Not all of them, but he's saying that we should open the borders.
I think we should go back to the old 80s radio where you have a comedian come in and set up his bits, because you're really bumming us out. Hey, Rich, I heard you have a gambling problem. I wish Byron Allen was here. Rich, you have a gambling problem. Hey, Jim, you like sex? Hey, I heard this election's coming up, no matter what it is.
If it was the 80s, the studio would be chasing you down the street in Buffalo. Shut up, stupid. The audience chasing.
I got it, but what are you doing?
What? The radio would be...
No,
you could have just made a simple... It didn't have to be specific to me. You could have made a joke as the 80s should actually be popular. If the 80s...
Because I think you're still popular, and I think you're great, so I'm not going to attack you.
Boo!
You're in my top 100 favorite comics.
At number 56. Wow.
You are great, and you don't let clubs determine whether you're good or bad. Just because Levy's booking you now in firehouses doesn't mean... If you look at a heart monitor, the line goes up and down. When it goes straight across, you're dead.
You're right.
So your career, it goes up and down. You're a little down now, but you're going to come back because you're Colin Quinn.
You're going to change his name to Dow Quinn. That's true. Ties it in.
I tied that in. He tied that in. That was a good one, Voss.
You're
Don't
great.
be hating on him.
Who? I'm your...
On Norton, I mean.
Every time I'm on the radio, I always bring up your name.
What? Oh, he always says that. It's really uncomfortable.
I know.
Because it's just the idea of him sitting in some faraway place, bringing up my name because there's a lull in, Pedro and Man Boobs or whatever morning show he's doing. And then he's sitting there, and then he comes back and acts like he's doing me a favor for mentioning me in Tulsa on the 6 a.m. like soccer mom station. Leave me out of it. Die by yourself. I mean, me and Bonnie were just discussing Colin Quinn, right, Bonnie? That's right, hon. And I mean, so they're like George Gracie Allen, only he's Gracie.
Let's say hi to Charlie. Charlie, it's the Opie and Anthony show.
Jay Mohr has completely ruined Colin. Every time I hear Colin's voice, all I can think about is him doing Reservoir Dogs.
I know.
Yeah,
it was a good one.
We have that. We can play that one more time for
And
the
I don't
folks
like
out
the fact that everybody's now doing Jay doing me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bobby did it the other day. Norton did it the other day.
What do you?
Anthony does it now?
That's pretty much what everybody does.
You have always done.
You never did it like that.
Of course I have. What do you think? You started mumbling recently? Of course I have.
No, I've heard you do me. You go, here he is from 72 Whoopi Go. You do me from Remote Control because when you were little, you used to stay home.
I never saw Remote Control.
When you were little.
When you were little.
When you were little the first time, you'd stay home and watch it.
No, that's not true. Well, no, I've always done it.
That's Jay Mohr.
That's not. I don't say anything. I'll just like, well, fine. No, that's it. I don't. Jay gets your personality down where he'll.
Personality, mean you better about.
Personal.
Anthony's got it down too.
No,
I'm not putting you on the spot. When he feels it, he'll do it a little later for you. But he's got it down too.
I want Anthony to do Dice as Bobby Kelly for Voss. That's my favorite.
Oh yeah, did that one the other day.
Yeah,
you did?
No.
Here once again is Jay Mohr doing Colin Quinn.
That's not her.
That's not her, you silly goose.
I'm so
pointing at the TV laughing.
That's not her. Al Roker.
Hey, how'd you know what I was talking about?
Jesus.
I'm going for the 12-year-old insult.
Yeah.
How'd you know who I meant?
Look at it on the TV.
If you don't like it.
Look at Colin.
That's a girl.
Jay Mohr doing Colin Quinn doing Reservoir Dogs. It's a quick minute here.
Please put Colin in Reservoir Dogs.
Guys, obviously there was a rat in this whole operation, and I know it wasn't me. I'm pretty goddamn sure it wasn't you. The guy definitely freaked out in there, but he seems, I don't know, he seems pretty okay now. He's a big guy, I don't know.
Holy
Christ. You're holding a desert eagle, and he's asking you if you want to bark all day. A guy like that doesn't have all this, just reach the top floor. We need to get with Joe, get this guy to the hospital. He's getting blood on my shoes. Finicky I am when it comes to my LA Gear sneakers.
Holy
Say the goddamn words, stupid.
Holy.
Colin driving around the valley with Bobby Kelly in the back. Don't punch me in the neck. I broke my stomach, man. gonna be okay, stupid? Will you shut up? You're bleeding all over my car, you dummy. That dumb bitch, you know, if I gotta shoot some cop, if that's the difference between me doing, 10 years, goodbye. That's what I talked about in the meeting today. I was really stressed out. I went to like 5 meetings in 10 minutes. What I do is I go, hi, my name's Colin, and then I run out the room and go to another one. So I don't want to listen to anybody else talk, because they're boring. They always outdo each other.
Holy God, is that a perfect Colin?
Oh, that is amazing.
That's good, right here?
Yeah.
He really does capture your essence there, doesn't he?
Yeah. That's the good thing. At least I have somebody like that people know doing me, Jay Mohr. Voss, there's this one guy that just comes around. He claims to be a comic.
Bob DeBono.
Oh, yes.
We've had Bob on the show doing Voss.
He does a great
And
Voss.
you don't see him again. He must be like a strong middle from like, the South.
Yeah.
And he just shows up and does Voss.
He might be listening right now. Bob, call the show. It's unbelievable how well he does Voss.
It's great.
And now that we have you on the show, we could have him do it, and then people could,
You're
be
proud
part of the
that Jay
bit.
Mohr does you. You just called him a celebrity. Is that you're proud because he lasted one more year longer on SNL than you did?
He's starring.
He's got a big show on.
He's starring in a CBS sitcom.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Tuesday nights. Gary Unmarried.
Some unpicked up pilot.
Yeah, exactly. He's done motion pictures.
Yeah.
So who cares?
Bad timing.
He is a big act.
Jay's actually doing very well.
Yeah,
right
Jay's
now.
doing well. He's been in some, pretty popular movies.
Oh yeah. Well, I might have a webisode coming out.
Let's go Life with Bonnie. And then small letters.
Now you can laugh.
Rich, you got a messed up plug. You're going to be at Hilarities in Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
But you want people to go to pickwickandfrolic.com/hilarities for tickets? How are they going to remember that?
Just Hilarities in Cleveland. That's good enough. They'll find it.
All right, Thursday through Sunday?
Yeah, this Thursday through Sunday.
Watch out for the homeless zombies up there, man. Especially with the economy going
it's unbelievable.
Going south, you're going to see more homeless zombies in Cleveland.
I didn't see anybody in Cleveland. The city looked like I Am Legend.
Well, the downtown area. It's all about
nobody there.
It's all about the suburbs up there.
Is it?
Euclid Avenue. I don't think there's a store there.
No, there's nothing going on there.
If you want a sandwich, the guy pulls up in a van and he makes them there. There's no breakfast place. That's what we did the comedy show out of the diner on Euclid Avenue, remember?
Oh,
yes.
Right. Yeah.
You're sounding particularly moist today. Is there a reason for that?
Trying to have a discussion about Cleveland.
He swallowed Lake Erie, apparently.
You really are sounding a little, saliva-y.
His teeth are floating away as we speak, right, Colin?
Oh, you think, is it your mouth thinking about, what are you going to have done?
These are all, these teeth right here.
An abomination, we know. What,
a temporary bridge. Hold on, I'll show you a picture.
Temporary bridge.
They pulled.
The Tappan Zee.
But you got pictures of your...
okay. Boo.
Abu.
Abu.
It goes from his brain to
They
his teeth.
took out my old bridge.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Get with the real medical facts. Don't
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
stuff. No, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Quince. Sorry.
It's not like Jimmy's going to be on HBO. What, Jimmy, Friday night? Down and Dirty starts at midnight?
Yeah, it's after
There
Bill
you go.
Maher.
Is that...
Not my plug. Governors of my cousin Tim Gage.
Oh, that's right. This weekend?
They're co-headlining.
Yeah.
This is your teeth underneath the bridge?
Yeah, and they're gonna
It's really
pull those.
horrible.
Holy Jesus. It looks
say?
like Dresden after the bombing. What a mess.
We send this picture to...
Look at those. I don't know what that is.
Wait, were you just talking about Obama?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
That is something. And
Send that picture to... Stunt. Woof. We'll put it up on Owned A Radio.
Well, they're gonna, and then in a
It
couple
looks like
weeks.
that. It looks like the box for bum fights.
Bum fight. Wow, that's crackhead teeth right there.
Well, what
Yeah.
happens is once they start putting caps. I'm sorry for stepping on you. They start putting caps and stuff on. Your teeth start rotting under the caps and under the bridges and stuff. So the teeth that were holding the bridge up, the original, started rotting. But Dr. Gottsman right now is going to pull them.
Right there, he got some money off, by the way. I just want to let you know, he mentioned the doctor's name.
It really is Rosh Hashanah.
So
they're out in full force.
I didn't get money. I just said his name. Why?
Yeah, well, that's all you got to do.
Irving's name. What does it matter? If he wants to give you a deal, fine.
If it's against the law, I didn't mean to do it. But there's 2 dentists doing
My teeth would fall out if it wasn't for my doctor.
Listen,
I mean,
what happens is Dr. Gottsman pulls the teeth, and Dr. Holden makes me the new one.
Why did they do this before? Bonnie went in there and said, I want you to use all your powers.
All your talents, all your skills.
I don't want the audience to hear him this way.
Look how they massacred his mouth.
Can they? Why did they do that before?
What do you mean?
Have your teeth put drilled into your head or whatever they're going to do now?
Yeah.
Well, back when I had the original bridge.
Yeah, you spent
it was originally done by a Dr. Mengele. You might have heard of. I had one blue eye and one brown eye and bad teeth. He did it all.
How much did you spend on your teeth already?
Oh, well, over probably after this is done, it'll probably be about 50 to 70,000.
It's so stupid.
Well, 30,000.
Great work.
What do you mean throughout the years? I don't know.
Just get them fixed once and then brush them.
Just get your head cut off.
Get your head cut off.
Jesus. So what are they going to do?
What they're going to do now? Which one, Gottsman or Holden?
When it's done. I don't care which one is going to go in and do something. When you walk out.
Is that the morning show you're doing in Cleveland to promote hilarity?
I asked you a question. Which one, Gottsman or Holden?
Gottsman or Holden?
That would be a radio show worth listening to.
Yeah.
What they're going to do is...
Yeah.
There's 2 teeth here.
He's pointing at his front teeth.
And there's a couple on the back.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I go in the 20th, they're going to pull some of the back. Pull them and maybe start drilling into my gums, up into my bone. And they're going to put implants and drill into your
They put like anchors in there and then they smack the teeth on the anchors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called like a foundation. It's like when you were building.
Do they have to put the drill for each tooth?
No, one drill and then it spreads.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yuck mouth? How do I know? How do I know that it's that junkyard you call a yap? I just picked up floss and I headed out the door. Almighty, you've spent more on your teeth than you've made in your career. Wow. I don't know if they drill for implants. They drill every one as an implant, or they drill a couple and anchor it, like you said, and then all of a sudden the rest kind of stay that way.
What they'll do is they'll put probably like 4 implants in.
Oh.
And they'll put like maybe 8 teeth on the 4 implants.
Now, have they taken an impression?
Yes.
A dental impression.
Yeah.
But of the teeth that you have now, so are the new ones going to be exactly like these, or are you going to say, Doc, take a little off the bottom?
Well, these ones aren't big now. These are the temporary plate that goes across my mouth.
You've had bigger, that's for sure.
The other ones looked like Matt Dillon and Something About Mary. Nobody got those teeth.
When you have to say remember after a joke.
No, we got it.
Yeah, we got it.
All right, don't
come on.
Oh, look, but these are
the one thing the dentist never has to say to Voss is rinse.
With that, we're going to take a break. No one really gives a crap about your teeth, Rich, as he tries to explain. We're just using you to get the jokes out.
He's just not getting. He's not giving a good explanation.
You wouldn't tell which doctor you wanted to talk about.
Which doctor?
Oh, doctor.
It's like I don't care what doctors do what. When you walk in the door, what happens between the time you walk in the door and out the door?
After the
That's
laughter,
all.
after the laughter from the nursing staff,
they have in the waiting room eating oats. Here, have a little hay. We'll bring it in 20 minutes.
All right, listen, we got to take a break. I want to promote Jim Norton. He's going to be on HBO this Friday night at midnight.
That's right.
We'll get to the other plugs after the break, but Down and Dirty starts Friday night after Bill Maher, and we want to make sure we get the word out.
And Rich's teeth reminded me of something, by the way. The Belmont Steaks. This
Now go. Walk out the door. Just turn around now. Cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with goodbye? Did you think I'd crumble? Did you think I'd lay down and die? Oh no, not I.
Welcome back to the Opie.
Do I still sound like that, or does that sound different?
No, that's different. This was this Colin Quinn. Hey, Ken Oba!
That's why I used to smoke 3 packs a day, too.
Yeah. Wow.
I'd probably be dead by now.
3 packs.
Would be.
Wow.
Definitely would be.
Yeah.
You weren't a very good singer.
I know.
Literal Jim.
We got Colin Quinn in studio. We got Rich Voss in studio. Rich, are you sleepy? Everyone's
No, I'm
concerned
awake.
about you.
I'm awake. I mean, I got.
You'll never tell. They sleep standing up.
Oh.
and Rich is still arguing that he's not carrying around a woman's bag.
It is, Rich. It's
Hey, can I get a picture of that for the website? Lift it up in the air,
It's
and
some girls,
we'll have people decide.
Let's see it.
How do you carry it?
Wait, move over.
Like that?
He carries it like Charlotte from Sex and the City.
Here.
Move over.
I will just say it looks queer.
Oh, God, you're not kidding. Oh, Voss, come on.
Rich.
I thought they were stretching for this one.
No.
That is really so feminine.
Don't block it so much. Turn sideways. Let me see the side view.
That is like, oh, my God.
What are you, posing for a catalog? Yeah, okay.
He had Colin, he had one that he came in
JC
with.
Dummies.
It's a Louis.
I think my father's listening today. What?
It's a Louis Vuitton bag, right?
Yes.
And he brought in a worse one. We killed him so he got rid of it, and he replaces it with this one, which is just as bad.
That's the masculine version in his mind. Of that
This is a computer. It's a computer bag. A lot of the celebrities
I've never
have this.
It's got Clay Aiken's website on it.
Oh, I don't have it today, man.
I told you you're tired today.
I'm not tired. It's just I can't compete.
Rich, I've
I know.
never seen. I mean, and Rich forced us to go to the website to prove that it's a bag
this
that,
one's a nice
that
one.
men carry. But that's
unbelievable.
I've never seen anyone in New York carry one of those bags.
A less gay bag would be one across the bridge of your nose.
Exactly. You're carrying 2 sweaty onions in.
Yeah, right on.
It really is really ill. I mean, did Bonnie approve that? How did you screen that?
Bonnie bought this for Christmas for me.
She did?
She bought it for herself and decided she didn't like it and just
I'll
gave
tell
it
you
to
the problem is, as much as I love Bonnie and she's beautiful, but she is a Canadian hayseed herself. She doesn't know what's trendy.
Are you kidding me? She reads all those magazines.
Because her family's probably like, all them Jews are homos anyway, honey. Don't worry about it. Just get them a bag.
Rich, that bag costs $1,300.
15.
He's
Oh, it's down to
$1,500.
The worst
the
thing I've ever
economy.
seen.
What are you
It's
doing?
awful.
It's
Get a bowling
horrible.
bag.
It's horrible.
Why would you carry around a $1,500? Chicks do that.
Exactly. Are you a stripper?
Yeah, you got your G-strings in there?
I mean,
What?
what am I going to do?
Get rid of it. I
You can be a man.
I paid $400 for my.
Act like a man. What's the matter with you?
I paid $400 for my computer bag, and it's got wheels on it, and it rolls, and it puts everything in.
And it looks like a real piece of luggage.
Yeah, something that something
Not
with
bad.
a penis would roll. That's what it looks like. Something a man would take around to do his business.
I think better have come with $1,495 in it.
This is not just this is not just the let's gang up on somebody bag. That really is a horrendous purchase.
Yes.
It's not a purse.
Purchase.
Purchase.
Oh, purchase.
It is
And it is
I
purse.
don't
It's
give
purse when it comes out of your wet mouth. Purchase.
It was a gift.
This is a.
You should have thrown it back and said, honey, don't ever waste our money again. Times are hard. I'm at Hilarities Cleveland this weekend.
This is an unfair fight today. We might have to stop the fight.
Yes, but that bag
I'll
was
come back
bad.
strong at
You
some
usually
point.
fight back, Rich. What's the
Dog pile on the rabbit. Dog pile on the rabbit. That's what it's like in here. It's just everyone on Rich.
His eyes look sleepy and heavy. You want to take a nap and join us at 8 o'clock?
No.
Join us.
Some days you don't have it. Or you just sit in the corner and you come out
boy.
and you try to get the knockout at some point. But I'm not going to lie. When it comes to Colin, I'm out of my league and I just sit and enjoy it.
Oh, get out of here.
Oh, now he's making it seem like, all right, you beat me up, but
No
it's
one
cool.
likes his mock humility.
No, I know.
Pull a tampon out of your purse and put that in. Making me sick. You have a rape whistle in there? Fruit. It's a man's bag.
It's pretty rough.
Yeah, Barney Frank has one.
Yeah, we're putting the picture up on.
The way he's posed with this thing. Oh, God, look how you're posed.
Yeah, we'll have the picture up in a
You're
second.
passing this around like we're cops.
Do you have shoes that match?
Oh, it's horrible.
This is the worst thing I've ever
He has evolved to one of you guys in no time. A couple weeks ago, he was just going to websites, and now he's smashing me. Shut up. And when we ask your opinion, that's when you jump in, okay? Computer boy. Here.
Do you have shoes that match that gay bag?
Uh-oh, he tried it again, Rich.
Boy. Oh, boy.
I'm looking pretty good, though.
Oh. Great.
It does look a little big.
It's not just big, Rich.
What,
That
your
design is
teeth?
only used by women.
Big and feminine. Big is okay. Feminine is the problem we have with it.
Yeah.
No one said that bag is too large for your small frame.
It's unbelievable. I think it's a subconscious move on Bonnie's part, but I haven't figured out what yet.
Yeah,
To further emasculate a guy who's really annoying her.
Yeah, it is.
I went to
I guess sometimes the simplest route is the truest.
I went to the Hilarities website, and this is what they have to say about Rich Voss, because he's going to be there this weekend.
Is it true that Hilarities
Look at how I smoothed that plug right in there. Nice, right?
Is it true that Hilarities website, the song playing is Cleveland Rocks?
Can we hit the bell every time there's a lie in this bio?
Okay. You want to take this in?
Read it. I want you to read it, but
You want me to go from the top?
Yeah.
All right. So Anthony will be ringing the bell every time there's a lie. Let's not forget that Rich, very, very funny on a stage there and on the show. We got to give you some props today. Hilarities in Cleveland this weekend. This is the bio. Rich Voss is an incredibly gifted comic.
I knew when it was incredible. It wasn't going to be a-hole, so I had to ring the bell.
Who not only has sharp, insightful material, but he's also a master at working the crowd. That's true.
I got to give him that.
Yeah.
Right?
I have sightful material.
His ability to...
Hold on, did he say I have sightful material?
What was the statement?
Nobody acknowledged he talked.
What was the
45
statement?
minutes.
Could you read that back, stenographer?
You have sightful material.
Insightful.
His ability to perform in front of an audience has landed him television shows as varied as being the first white comic on Def Jam.
Did it say varied or
I
is
don't believe
unimportant
that.
and unimpressive?
He doesn't believe that he's white.
I just don't believe it because we actually had Russell Simmons
you really
on and he
think
said
he
he doesn't
remembers-
even remember you.
Yeah, you got to prove it with some video.
Dummy Norton was there.
Yeah, was he?
Yes.
Performing on The View.
Yes.
Because I lead the culture.
Rich was the breakout star of NBC's Last Comic Standing, seasons 1 and 3. Was a regular guest on Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn. I don't see an Opie. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Okay. Gonna scold you. On Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn, and wrote for Chris Rock when he hosted the Academy Awards in 2005. He did do that, though.
No, he got paid for it, but he kind of he parasited on Chris Rock and got a free gift bag.
He also played Lenny Bruce on NBC's American Dreams and is a regular on the Opie and Anthony radio show. He has one of the highest rated half-hour specials on Comedy Central, and his DV just sold over 40 copies.
You can't say that while you're still on 37.
You can't round up.
Over 40 copies.
Yeah, I put that in.
Yeah, I know. Kind of.
I put that in.
Rich. He's all proud of himself. I put that one in.
I told Hilarities Publicity, I said, you guys got to let me have some artistic license.
What are you doing?
At least relax and put the mic by your mouth there,
No,
Colin.
exactly. Pretend it's food.
Hey, Colin, what are you doing over there?
Colin's just laying back.
Colin, you start out really strong here.
Yeah, what are you
You
doing?
can't fall asleep now.
Don't worry, I'm still in the game.
You're laying down, though.
That's how I want to do the show every day.
Exactly.
Oh, I so just want to lay down.
I laid in
What,
bed.
getting ready to have a harpoon thrown at you?
Jealous of me.
Right on, man.
Oh, damn.
Voss is good in the middle rounds. You better be on your game, Colin. He's coming back. Let's go to Mike in New York. Mikey.
Hey, morning, boys. Hey, Rich, do you really have any idea what you're about to go through with these teeth? I mean, has the guy explained to you that they'll be peeling back your gums all the way down to the bone, and that basically your gums will look like Mick Jagger's lips? And I think you said you're a recovering addict who may have a problem taking pain medicine. If that's the case, my friend, you are in big
Rich,
trouble.
he does bring up a good point because this is a painful procedure. What are you going to do about pain medication?
Well, here's the thing.
I've 30 years without a drink or drug in my body.
22.
How long? 22?
22 going on 23. And he's right. It is a painful thing, I heard. And you're allowed, if you're in recovery, you're allowed to do if you're prescribed painkillers. I mean, but if you start, like, if they prescribe you Percocet or Percodan and you start melting them and shooting them, that's a relapse.
I actually had, for my, when I had my nose surgery, they gave me, well, I forget what it was, but I took less than I was supposed to. Like, you take a little less the dosage, and when I would skip a pill.
When you do your chin implant, are they going to give you,
well, they, maybe they could use your extra teeth and smelt me one like Leno.
Yeah, well, you just take
I took less, and if I would skip a dose, like if I don't need pain medicine for this 4 hours, I would just take the pill and throw it out. Like I wouldn't stockpile.
Oh, that's pretty good.
No stockpiling.
Is this caller still on the line?
Yeah. If you want to throw them out at my house, I have no
there was nothing,
qualms about it.
It was like Vicodin.
What, like women?
Vicodin.
I'm kidding, it wasn't.
It's Vicodin.
Yeah, I had Vicodins, but I didn't take them. They gave them to me for... Yeah. Well, one time I had a root canal, and my face, it got infected. Sometimes if you don't take penicillin, so my whole face, it swelled up, and then I went in there, and they took a plier and squeezed my gums to get the pus out.
God,
with a plier, and it was so painful. I don't even know. It was so bad, right?
Oh.
And then I had to tape a TV show that night, Friday night videos, and I wasn't going to cancel because it was like $600 back then.
No,
you know?
thank God you didn't.
You know,
look what it's done for you.
Now you're putting yourself to sleep.
Let's go to Max.
You're right. It's not that story about your time in the root canal. That wouldn't put anyone to sleep.
The squeezing with the pliers and the pus, that's a good story.
Oh, it just
sure is, Rich. Let's go to Max in Atlanta.
Sure
Max,
is, Rich.
what's up, Max?
Hey, Opie, how you doing?
Pretty good, Max.
Hey, isn't it kind of like letting Rich Voss talk on the show, like giving a third world country nuclear weapons?
Rich, comment?
Rich. Why would you get on Rich like that?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Let's go to Georgia and say hi to
Just
Brandon.
funny.
Brandon, we got a twofer from Georgia here. What's up, Brandon?
I just want to say to Voss, what's wrong with the teeth we got? They do pretty good, don't they?
Tombstones, cornerstones,
Fence posts. I just got an email.
Easter Island heads,
Rowing oars, Mexican cave,
Stonehenge.
What's some of those other teeth we got?
molars,
bicuspid, incisor, eye teeth,
vampire, canine. You said
canine.
Good job, Danny.
So how long are you out of commission for when they drill that stuff into your...
Molar?
Yeah, hold on. Hold on. We got to bring more people to the bit. Where is it? Yeah, here we go.
The beer we have, it drank pretty good. Budweiser. What's the name of some of them other beers? Budweiser and what else? Miller. Coors. It drank pretty good, don't it?
Vote for me.
That was the way to win Voss's first Def Jam set.
Those are the what?
The waiters during Voss's Def Jams.
What's wrong with the beer we got?
And Colin is doing this on his back.
Of course he is.
like most of his work.
I don't really get it, but...
Yeah.
No, I know.
Rich, that was...
What is he, Michelangelo?
We're keeping it fun, and you had to go there?
Yeah, what are were you implying he was a prostitute?
Yeah, let's keep this fun. That was
lazy.
That was hurtful.
Works on his back.
He works on his back. How's the action on your mother's mattress? Action.
We got something for Rich today. This is for you, my friend. For you.
They call me Yuck Mouth, 'cause I don't brush. Oh, like my teeth like this, they call me Yuck Mouth. No, I won't brush. How's about a little kiss? I got roast beef in my teeth, got some chicken too. Ouch, that's a cavity. Hey, that's new. Well, if you don't brush your teeth, then get you too. Can be a Yuck Mouth.
I'm John McCain, and I approve this message.
The best is in the middle of Voss's and done to work when Bonnie leans over in his face and goes, I'm leaving you, and I'm taking the kid with me. He just leaves.
Oh, God.
Now, hold on a second.
That's brutal.
That's going to happen, I hope.
Oh, you hope? Why would you hope that?
We're wishing for the same things.
Oh, God.
Hey, are you awake during that surgery? Numb or awake, or you're totally out?
I think Novocaine. I think you're awake.
Oh, my God. They go into your bone with Novocaine?
No. That's kind of the opposite of what happens to you without Novocaine.
He's on his way back.
He is.
You ever get that shot that they give you right in the nerve in your jawbone where it numbs the entire side of your head?
And then why do they have to do this?
Oh, they pull and kind of go
with the cheek.
With your cheek. That's supposed to make the needle not hurt as much.
Yeah, right.
But then they get it like if they got to do something on the back of your jaw, they hit a nerve that numbs like half your head.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Hey, let's say hi to...
Just like this little story was.
Well, you know, let's say hi to Matt in Boston, listening on BCN. Matt.
Hey, guys.
Good evening.
I love all the cheap stuff, but everybody's got to be talking about the two old ladies in Shrewsbury who won their court case, and now they can't cut down the tree.
Really? They can't cut it down?
Yep, the judge ruled in their favor.
I hear they're also not getting evicted. This is a story we've been following for a while there, Colin. Have you heard about the old broads up there in Shrewsbury?
No, I have not.
Oh, where's the audio clip? We got an excuse to play the audio clip one more time, but
we spoke with this one.
We got the update here. Two elderly women who tied themselves to a crabapple tree to protest its removal have rescued the tree and saved themselves from eviction.
Yay!
The story has a good ending.
It's happy.
74-year-old Leah and 65-year-old Pat spent several days tied to the tree.
What about Ethel?
Ethel is unnamed,
she wasn't
right?
committed.
She really wasn't committed to tying herself to the crabapple tree. They tied themselves to the tree for several days there, Colin.
No.
Challenging a decision by the Shrewsbury Housing Authority to cut it down to relocate a trash bin. After their protest, they received eviction notices. On Monday, Leah and Pat, and a third woman, that must be Ethel, who was threatened with eviction for violating the complex's policy by keeping a chair on her porch, met with blah, blah, blah. Their lawyer, blah, 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 blah. They're not going to be evicted.
But we talked with one of these women.
We did?
Live on the air.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you're getting a big guest now, huh?
She was wonderful. What a treat. Just full of life.
She was a delight.
Oh, a delight. The old hag.
Yeah.
And she's from England originally, but she moved here, and she has a unique.
After the war.
Yes, it was after the war. She had talked about the Blitz.
Yes.
And
revolutionary.
She had talked about all that stuff, and her accent makes her say a few things very differently than we do.
I can't believe Colin hasn't heard this yet. Listen to this.
Play it, I'll see if I heard it.
As she describes their plight.
And while safety is certainly a big concern for these ladies, they say there's got to be a better option than cutting down a tree.
And I can't see why they can't fix the dumpster, why they can't fix the pad. I mean, I'd like to know them to tell me why they can't fix the pad. All it is a cement pad. I'm sure if I was young, I could fix it.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah.
Yeah. If we comment on that, we'll be in trouble. But there you go. That's a unique way of saying the word can't.
I saw she was on here last week, right? With Little Britain.
Oh, give me that. Give me that. Can I play?
Didn't David Blaine tie himself to a tree?
Wish he would through a noose.
You shouldn't say that he's biracial.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think of that.
Although he's lighter skinned than Voss.
I want to apologize to anyone I might have offended with that comment. I didn't mean anything but humor.
Plant sprayer. Let's talk about plant sprayer tan Voss. I just picture him in his house with a plant sprayer going,
Plant sprayer tan?
Bonnie, you missed the spinal section. Please, just a little lower.
It doesn't look even.
No, they just lay him down naked and run him through like it's in a Detroit auto maker place.
Oh, God. Did you fall apart on that one?
I had the visual of
that was a very presidential of you.
There's another thing that has to do with an auto.
auto factory.
I got a 6-year-old Mercedes. I tip a guy $100.
What did you want to play?
Well, it's just that it's on the same CD, and it's one of our favorites. The Screaming Tree People.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard this one, Colin?
The Screaming Trees? Yes.
You did hear this one?
Not the band.
No, not the band.
No, I did hear you
Every
guys play
time
this.
Colin climbs one.
That was
Why would
very
he
hurtful.
climb one?
Why would
Yeah.
I don't
Reg.
know.
Do you think these things through?
What are you doing, Reg?
How would it hurt?
We're trying to keep it all fun here.
Yeah, the trees don't mind.
Not a
this.
crying tree either. It's people that are crying.
We've established a couple of things, Rich.
Climbing.
A, you're carrying a woman's pass, so you're playing for the pink team.
It's easier when you're sitting up.
Yeah, I know. Really.
All right,
Colin.
I'll get up. Everyone's just jealous because I get to lie down.
Yeah. All right, Colin is sitting back up. That's good news. Do you want to hear the Crying Tree People again, or
Gosh,
Yeah, I love that.
I love the girl crying.
Deep in the woods of North Carolina, an extremist eco group called Earth First bewails the violation of American nature.
I want to mourn the loss of all the old growth trees I've seen, and tell them that we love them and that we don't want them to die.
They get mad when Voss chews them down.
Sounds like a girl leaving Norton's apartment.
Know that, trees, that we care.
Norton's girls leave like the hookers in American Psycho. Remember that look on their face? That look of disgust. He just hands them money.
Grabbing the money and then leaving.
They have a horrified look on their face.
Disheveled and beat up.
Devoid of waste.
I love that.
Why, they were trannies in American Psycho?
Why add on?
Why true? You're like William Macy in The Cooler.
Yeah. He cools things down.
Yeah. Literal Colin.
I think we are deeply hurting in America. I think we are deeply craving answers. I think that we've lost our identity as we have evolved into technology and into industrialized society. Bring me to this cathedral. Bring me to those guys. Bring me to this rock that has the most incredible life. That makes me feel alive.
I've looked at clear cuts and burnt forest, and I've felt outraged, but I didn't scream and I didn't cry. And I need to.
That's somebody, I hate to be old-fashioned. She needs a good... she needs a guy in her life just pounding her once in a while. That's just a scream of frustration.
Or the tree from The Evil Dead.
Damn it, I didn't see it.
Oh, the tree raped a woman.
It did?
Yeah, it was a very evil tree.
Let's go to Maine. Dean,
Where's
how are
Marshall Applewhite when you need him with those people? They're perfect pickings for that guy.
Dean?
Just wanted to say Voss's line was hilarious. I almost drove off the road. Linger longer.
Wait, which line?
About the tree screaming and Colin Quinn.
All right. I think he's calling in jest.
No, he isn't.
No, I don't think so.
Awesome.
Tree screaming what?
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Boy.
Tree
Thank
screaming
you.
and what?
When you were climbing it.
Oh, I don't even get it.
He was implying that you're really heavy and that the tree would scream that you were like that you were on it.
Colin, you're confusing everyone. Now you got your coat half on. You staying? You going? You want to?
Jeez, he's like, what's his name from Raging Bull? Hey, what are you in a hurry to get out of here?
What are you doing?
Oh, Tommy, I'm laying down. I'm sitting up.
Colin's just being Colin.
Yeah,
I'm always like this.
Yeah.
Hope.
What's the big plug, Colin?
And it is a big one. Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown, Long Island, with my cousin Tim Gage. And we don't, no Kumias need apply because they're not getting tickets. We don't like the way you push us around as kids.
I am showing up. I am.
First of all,
going
my
to that
cousin has never been allowed near Northport, so I don't know how your brother could have beat him up. We're from Northport. It takes real dirtbag Long Island to claim North. If you really had class, you'd say we're from Cold Spring Harbor, but they won't even try that, so they're saying Northport.
Northport kind of covers the whole area. Although I did live in Central Iceland for a while.
Yes! CI!
CI.
Is it a dump?
Oh!
God damn, it's
Horrendous.
so bad.
That's my favorite
Really bad.
thing.
I lived in the garden apartments there on Hawthorne Avenue. What a horrible, horrible place.
Yeah.
It was like projects, but only your little kids living in them. Like getting beat up. It was like it was like that Bugsy Malone movie. Where it's like adults, kids playing adults. That's what it was like. You're still getting beat up. There's kids doing drugs, shaking you down.
I love it every time Anthony goes off on. And you did promise me a Jimmy Jackson story.
How about a Jimmy Jackson story after the break? Even if
I gotta remember a good one because I did tell the one about when he built the chariot and ran it down the main drag of San Juan Capistrano, and the horse ran between two parked cars, and the chariot didn't fit. He just decided to build a chariot.
And after the break,
the dead horse story. I told him that, Joe.
Well, after the break, a Jimmy Jackson story, even if it's one you told,
I'll try to remember.
I'm sure you'll add a little bit to the old story. Okay. All right. First, we got prime time with a little gossip.
We're back, and the rumors are flying a mile a minute here at PTG Central. We recently let you know that Opie made a major announcement a few days ago on the O&A show.
Someone very, very, very important to this radio show is leaving. It's not myself, it's not Anthony, it's not Jimmy.
And while the conspiracy theories have been all over the place, we here at Primetime Gossip have found the audio that uncovers exactly which effeminate producer is leaving the O&A show.
Travis wants to say something before we leave.
What?
Travis wants to. He has a big announcement. I thought we were doing this next week.
What was that, Opie?
I thought we were doing this next week.
That's right. The proof is in the pudding. Thanks to Opie dropping hints, we now know that queer little Travis is the one who's leaving the show. Thanks for the memories, Trav. Good luck making little to no impact somewhere else. Keep it locked as PTG continues to follow this developing story.
Opie and Anthony on your radio dial. We got Rich Voss in studio. Hilarities, Cleveland this weekend. Colin Quinn, Governors this weekend. Jim Norton, HBO this weekend.
Friday night
after Bill Maher. Speaking of Bill Maher, he's the star of the new movie Religulous.
Yep.
And we had the director Larry Charles in yesterday. And we were hoping to get this yesterday. We were hoping to get a little back and forth going with Larry Charles and Bill Donohue, but we couldn't get Bill on the phone. I think Bill was hiding on us. Bill, were you hiding on us yesterday?
Actually, I wasn't. I was seeing a doctor out in Long Island. I wish I could have been with you.
Uh-oh, there are people out there cheering. What big problem?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, of course, Bill Donohue, the head of the Catholic League, and Larry Charles, he's got this new movie coming out, and there's a lot of talk about the movie, a lot of buzz, and we were hoping to get you on the phone and get some yelling and screaming going.
Yelling and screaming.
With me? With Bill Donohue?
Well, yeah.
I do that once in a while.
Have you seen the movie yet, Bill?
No, but Susan Fonte, our director of communications, saw it last week. We were out there with our Jewish friends protesting that bum from Iran, Ahmadinejad, and
Huh?
I don't know. Someone was speaking some foreign language.
I was speaking Farsi at you.
Yeah, the Iranian madman, that SOB who came into New York, and these fools greeted him at a big dinner. I would have thrown up all over the place, and I see this guy.
Don't you find it odd he's treated like a rock star here?
He's like,
oh, I don't know why. I mean, this guy is from hell. Why would you want to have dinner with the devil?
Bill, do you really think that he's this dangerous, or is he more of a guy who's trying to just keep that radical contingency happy? Is he more just like a loud spokesman?
You know what? Let's not take the chance. If this guy, we have now evidence from 10 different nations independently that he is engaged in uranium enrichment, that he is going forward with the nuclear program. If that, in fact, is the case, which has led to 3 sanctions by the Security Council of the United Nations, we have to take him serious. I mean, who wants to be called bluff if this guy does act at some point and tries to destabilize the world?
And it's not like he's just talking about things, and he's so anti-Semitic.
No, he is, but Kim Jong-il wanted attention from the U.S., so he made those silly threats, and he wanted certain things. And it's almost like if this guy wants certain things in a relationship with the West, that's the best way to do it, is to pipe up until we acknowledge it and deal with it.
We can't mess with North Korea. You know that, right?
But North Korea is bad enough, but the situation in the Middle East is a tinderbox, which could really draw us in big time. So I don't know. I just think you got to keep your guard up. And besides that, our whole protest was about one thing. Why are people throwing a dinner honoring this man? It's one thing to have him into the UN, which I don't even think he should be in the UN if he wants to knock out a sovereign state, namely Israel. But if you're going to have him in the UN, Why do you have to have a dinner honoring him? This is amazing to me.
Yeah, I don't know why they really, people are just taken by this guy. I know, literally back in the 80s.
Yeah. Damn good one.
I just thought about it for a minute.
He looks like Ricky Roma. You're queer, we're all queer.
You gotta get him a
But we kill our queers.
He's not bluffing. Israel already blew up his first nuclear plant he was building.
Well, I don't think he was building it at the time. Oh, Jesus, Rich.
Well, Iran was. Iran.
Yeah,
I told you.
Took it out in 81.
Yeah, in 81.
Exactly, and Voss just got the news, Bill, like last week. That's why he's bringing it up to show us he's trying to update his game.
When Voss was celebrating his 20th year in comedy.
And apparently the Shah has come down with something.
So now, Bill, this movie, it kind of really takes a look at religion and doesn't present it in a very nice way, especially the Catholic religion.
I'm surprised by their response, actually.
Yeah, and I want to start by saying, why didn't you yourself see the movie? You had one of your people go see it and report back to you, and then you comment about her report.
Well, as I said, I was at an event where my friend Beth Galinsky of Women International, and also runs Jewish Action League, longtime friends of mine in the Jewish community, asked me to represent Catholics, so to speak, at this event, and I thought that was more important. It was a one-time event, and I'd let Susan go through this horror show of listening to Mohr. Actually, as it turned out, from what I got from Susan, is that it wasn't as hateful as I expected. See, look, I have a kind of like a Mel Brooks standard when I look at these comedies. I mean, Mel Brooks made kind of innocent, joking fun of almost every demographic group in our society. He never singled one out, and he never did it in a vicious way below the belt. Bill Maher, unfortunately, in the past, has chosen just the Catholic Church to demonize, and he's done it in a vicious way. In this particular movie, I guess he has one leg into the Mel Brooks camp. That is to say that he doesn't single out the Catholic Church, so that there's some relief there. However, and I have to say, we expected it to be worse in the sense of the vicious statements that he's made about priests or getting to core religious beliefs. He kind of took a more of a theater of the absurd type of an approach, which, in other words, our expectations were that it would be worse than what it was.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's actually sounds like an endorsement. That'll be in the papers.
Yeah.
No, it's not an endorsement. I mean,
Bill Donohue says, we thought it was going to be worse.
Well, you know what I get a kick out of? He says, for example, I mean, he seems to be a tortured soul, Bill, because he comes out and he says, well, Jesus didn't exist, and then he goes on citing Jesus. Well, what the hell is it? And he says that, for example, Jesus didn't preach against homosexuality. Well, what difference would it make if he's not the Son of God? And at one point in the movie, he says, in fact, he doesn't exist. Then how can you play this card? I mean, some of the stuff that he was doing is quite irrational, and he wants to call people of faith irrational.
But, Bill, let's be honest. This is Colin Quinn, as you know who I am. Anyway, no? Anyway.
Good. That's good, by the way.
Bill, hold on.
You don't want to be on his radar.
You know who I am, Bill.
Did you watch TV in the mid to early 80s?
You had to get up and change.
Bill, don't let them. You know as well as I do, without seeing this movie, I guarantee he does 2 minutes on Islam. He does 2 minutes on the celebrators of today. We got one in the studio, Rosh Hashanah, you know what I'm saying? And then he does an hour and a half on Catholics. Let's quit pretending it's otherwise, right?
Well, there's no question he's got this fixation on the Catholic Church. And,
it's not a fixation on the Catholic Church. Everybody tries to talk tough about other religions. When it comes to Islam, they're scared of a Danish cartoon riot.
Well, that's what really gets me. I mean, you've had people killed because of that, and an inoffensive depiction of Muhammad leads to this incredible type of reaction. That's the same group that World Council of Churches would hosted Ahmadinejad last week. They said, yes, the cartoons were bad and so was the violence. Well, thanks a lot, folks. They're not exactly identical. Yeah, there's the cowardice of Random House, not even to publish a novel about Muhammad because some radical Muslims wouldn't. I mean,
it's relativity, based on fear.
The duplicity is absolutely astounding on this thing. And, these guys, Parker and Stone, and you guys, Opie and Anthony, you guys have made reference to this kind of stuff before, and
right.
And I think that people should at least just own up and say, listen, there are certain groups which are off limits, and it's because of fear.
Bill, why don't you own up and admit you know who I am? Bill, sick and tired of this.
Bugging you.
It bugs me that an Irish guy from Long Island wouldn't know who I am. It bugs me.
Why? He's busy.
Bill,
I'm Colin Quinn.
Bill, this is Rich Voss. Do you know who I am? Rich Voss. It doesn't matter.
Rich,
when you said
Rich
fear,
is on a.
When you said fear,
Oh, did you see the horse whisperer? He was the star of it.
You might recognize his teeth if there were commandments chiseled into him.
He's a toothy man, Bill.
Do you get it? Yeah.
Bill, when you said fear, let me tell you what fear means. False evidence appearing real. You know that?
It's called our friends Abdul who sharpen their machetes and take your damn head off if you offend them. That's what it's called. Yeah. And it shouldn't have to come to that before some people like Bill Maher and others slam the brakes on.
Well, maybe the Catholics got to get a little tougher and start lopping some heads off.
That's right.
Like
Bill,
the Crusades.
You're talking to Rich Voss. Do you understand? He claims to be Jewish. He's from a Jewish background. He has a tattoo, which means you can't get buried as a Jew, that says never again, and I'm not kidding.
Yeah, never again.
It's quite the paradox.
It's the paradox.
First of all, you can be buried.
Paradox of idiocy.
That's crazy. They say you can't be buried for defacing your body. If that's the case, no Jews would be in a cemetery with all the facelifts and nose jobs. Okay, Jewish cemeteries would be like your audience, empty. Okay, Colin.
Colin.
I hope
Colin.
I hope he gets buried in the Gaza Strip.
You might know Colin
by 6 angry Palestinians.
Watch Bill go. Oh, now I know who Colin is. The empty clubs.
Yeah, Colin.
Lay off. I'm in governors this weekend. You guys are ruining my gig.
Colin worked the corner during the Levy fight. You might recognize him from that.
All right, so you don't have that big of a problem with this. It's not that big. By the way, who hosted the Ahmadinejad dinner?
The B'nai B'rith.
World Council of Churches, the Mennonites, the Quakers out of the UN.
Unbelievable.
The American Service Committee.
Love their oaths,
4
though.
liberal Christian groups.
Yeah. Hey, Bill, you were talking about Catholicism going against science. What's your take on that whole thing?
Well, I mean, you take a look at the historians of science, and they've all credited, and most of these guys aren't even Catholic. They've credited the Catholic Church with pioneering the scientific revolution, and particularly with regard to the pioneering efforts in astronomy. The idea, because they get the bad rap, because Galileo, who sold his ideas when he didn't have proof, as if it were, if one guy gets punished, the next thing you know, the Catholic Church is anti-science. I mean, that's one of the black legends, quite frankly, that comes out of the Protestant Reformation, which most people have gotten over by now. But I guess it works good for David Letterman or somebody.
But, Bill, I like to know where you stand on this, too, because this has come up a lot recently. What about the dinosaurs? A lot of people are starting to say that man and dinosaurs shared the Earth at some point, and science definitely says no.
That's Colin. He was there.
Well, listen. Let me say something, fellas. I believe that you teach evolution in the science classes. All right, and what you do in the social science classes that you talk about. There's a debate in the country about it. So listen. There's an academic in me. I spent 20 years teaching, 16 as a college professor, and I break with the religious right on this. Keep science in the science classes. And then if you want to discuss the controversy that goes on, certainly, by all means, but do that in a social studies class.
Interesting.
And what about some of these really old religions that have the same story of Jesus? That was brought up in the film,
but only some other guy. It's pretty much the same story of death,
the same
resurrection.
Story, right? It's almost the exact same story. I don't have the
I don't know of any historical evidence which would indicate that there's anyone who could resemble Christ in terms of the documented evidence that we have of the time. I mean, you got people like Aristotle long before Christ, and we're all studying his works in the schools. Quite frankly, sure, there's always been some people out there. There's a guy right now. There's a Latino guy who's half out of his rocker who claims to be Jesus Christ. So you've always had these lunatics
He's in the film.
out there.
He's in the film. This guy. He swears he's Jesus.
Really?
Well,
he's making a fortune off it.
Yeah, I imagine he probably is. Yeah, I'm not going to confession to that guy.
But does he swear to himself? Thank you.
Swears at himself.
Were there any Jews involved in this dinner for this Iranian?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there was her name is Rabbi Lynn Gottlieb. Yep, and I have it right in front of me here out of the Jerusalem Post in September 26th. So, yeah, I mean, listen, there's a lot of dirt to go around on these kinds of things. Why anybody would embrace this bum, I don't know. I was on with Matt Lauer a year ago when this guy came into the United Nations, and I said he shouldn't be teaching at Columbia. Matt says, don't you believe in freedom of speech? I said, yeah, that's what we have open forums for. Madison Square Garden, the Beacon Theater, Central Park. A university is founded on the pursuit of truth. If we haven't come to the conclusion that what this guy teaches is an out-and-out lie, then we might as well close the university. So let him have his speech. If you have to have him in the UN, let him go there. But why do you have to have a reception for a man like this who, if he had his druthers, he'd kill every Jew on earth?
Well, people like Khalid Muhammad used to speak at colleges throughout the country.
I know.
You know, and he was the biggest hate monger on the planet.
That's a different story. If you spoke out about him, it wasn't about what he was saying. It was about racism. For some
and I
reason.
was with my friend Beth Galinsky of the same group, the Jewish Action Alliance, who conducted the Women International thing against.
She sounds more like a Polak than a Jew to me, to be honest.
Sounds like she had a radio show for like a minute here.
And we were up in Harlem dealing with Khalid Muhammad, who was anti-Catholic, anti-gay, anti-Jewish, just about everybody.
Everything.
He lived in Cliffside Park, New Jersey, didn't he? He lived in a really white neighborhood in a white building.
All Jews in his building.
Yeah, he did. He had to move.
He was kicked out of the Nation of Islam. I mean, you have to really hate.
Which is odd because none of us know what the Nation of Islam is.
Islam, whatever. I have fake teeth in right now. The words aren't going to come out perfectly.
It's like the dumb filter is broken.
I'm getting used to my new teeth.
Bill, while you're hanging out with all those Jews, could you find a good dentist for our friend Rich Voss?
Yeah.
I go to the 2nd Avenue Deli.
Hey, Bill, who should we vote for? All the Catholics out there, who should we vote
I am
for?
so disgusted with what I've been seeing lately.
Oh, yeah.
And with the elites in this country from Wall Street to Main Street, it is...
Oh, hey, there's another one for the montage.
Hold on. Have you been listening to the show this morning?
All I know is that I'm picking up the Times this morning, and Jim Cramer is on there with this guy Steele from Wachovia here about a week ago saying everything is fine, and Cramer's saying bye, Wachovia, and now he had to apologize on TV? My God almighty.
Ooh, that hurts.
Love it. Yeah, Jim Cramer's.
Yeah, Wall Street to Main Street.
I've heard that too much. Enough with the Main Street, Wall Street.
Much. What do you think of this Sarah Palin?
Oh, I like her. I'm not with George Will and these other snobs out there, and David Brooks and David Fromm, Kathleen Parker. She doesn't know what she's talking about. There's a lot of jealousy there because she is out of Main Street, and people can identify with her. No, she's not the most experienced person on the block. Neither is Obama, for that matter. But if you've got good judgment and character, that can carry you a long way. I'm excited about it. The bar is raised pretty low now, actually, for her on Thursday because nobody expects her to do too well. I suspect that against Joe the Gaff Biden, she'll do well.
But Bill, don't you think that? Do you really trust her when she's a 72-year-old heartbeat away from the White House? I mean, but
the oldest cliche.
She's not really. I mean, I don't hate her on principle. I've heard a couple of her interview answers, and she didn't seem that impressive to me on what she was talking about with foreign policy.
I think she's being overprogrammed. I think these guys have got her into a crash course in all these 101 programs, and you got to let the woman go a little bit. So I'm anxious to see what she does on Thursday night. But listen, she's a breath of fresh air compared to these other people that we've seen. And how could we do much worse? It was the best and the brightest, wasn't it? All these guys from Harvard and Yale who stacked Wall Street, and these are brilliant people. Henry Paulson down on his knee. What a fool! I mean, so we're worried about Sarah Palin.
He makes a point.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
All right.
Well, thanks, Bill, for calling.
Bill, yes. Always a treat when, you're not trying to get us fired.
Bill, I'll be governors in Levittown this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, you might want to check out Colin.
Hey, Bill, I know you've been following my career for a long time.
Do you have HBO, Bill?
Actually, I don't.
Oh, you should get it this Friday at midnight because I'm on after Bill Maher's show.
Really?
Yes.
We can tape it here. I can watch it.
All right, good. It's called Down and Dirty with Jim Norton. I have some very good comments.
And if you have any friends in Cleveland, Rich Voss will be at Hilarities.
Yeah,
yes.
and we'll be starting up the Tough Crowd Tour with myself, Colin, and Keith Robinson.
No, he said
I'll have the guys tape it here for me.
Hey, Bill, what bar are you going to be drinking at today?
The one I usually go to is McGeever's out in Long Island.
There you go.
Yeah, nice Irish pub.
Over here by Penn Station.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good place. Throw back a few. I hear you.
But there's nobody around. I mean, all the Jews are off today, so you got plenty of seats.
Sure.
The Jews are in the bars, please.
They own it.
Yeah. Hey, Bill, are the complaints down on us these days?
Oh, the what?
Complaints. No, not many complaints coming in?
No.
All right.
Because you guys are get absolutely zipped.
All right, we'll change that.
Yeah, we're trying.
I'm afraid to say that. You guys will change that very quickly, I know.
We're trying to be good. I'm trying to be good. All right there, Mr. Donohue.
All right, Bill Donohue.
Right, take care, man.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Here goes Bill Donohue. Mortal enemies at one point in our career. When someone gets you fired from a very lucrative job for 2 years.
Still not much of a fan, to be honest with you.
I still don't blame him.
But whatever.
He didn't fire us.
If you were head of the Catholic League, you'd have probably done the same thing. I would never be head of the Catholic League, but if I was, I would absolutely have wanted us fired.
Well, you give it to him.
You can't even coach them.
Oh, damn, Jimmy. Slipped that one in. Oh, literally. A literal ant.
No, I honestly, after talking to him, he's a rational guy. The way he talks about, like, it's a Catholic, as long as they're attacking everybody, it's fine. I mean, he's not some irrational religious leader.
If you could excuse my language here for a minute, you might have to dump out. He does like to toot his own horn.
Yeah, he was the spokesperson when we got fired, and he didn't even hear the bit. He had a lot to say.
He doesn't hear or see anything.
That's the point I'm making.
Oh, please.
He's all over.
If you had done that in a mosque, we'd all be dead. They would have blown up the dome.
Yeah. Well, I don't believe that.
I have a problem with the fact that he has his people do all his,
there's always, it's like, did you see that, Bill? Did you hear it? And they're like, no, but I had some secretary or an intern.
I go, did you hear what we did that day? He goes, no, I didn't need to. I'm like, well, I think at the very least you should hear the bit before you're on CNN and every other effing news station.
The Catholic League should hear people having sex and say Patrick.
If you're going to be on TV talking about it ad nauseum, you should at least hear the bit so you know what you're talking about.
The fact of the matter was, you never really heard people having sex. You never heard anything. You just heard.
Look, we were in a tough spot. I understand that.
But saying something stupid on the phone.
But you know who did hear it? The lawyers that fired us, who approved it to begin with. They heard it.
There you go.
The lawyers.
I hold more animosity toward them.
But he's doing the same thing. He's doing the same thing with this Religulous. A lot of people want his comment on it. And one of his spokespeople went and saw it.
Please! How about the fact that how about the amount of people that didn't see Passion of Christ and ran Mel Gibson out of the business? I mean, if you want to talk about that, come on.
I think you should see the stuff. That's all.
I know, but
he was honest about it. He was honest that his person saw it.
Bill Maher is very.
This is what the statement says, though. Catholic League Director of Communications Susan Fanny attended a preview of the Bill Maher movie Religulous in New York City. In a report to League President Bill Donohue, it was clear that the film is more absurd than hateful. Here is Donohue's take on the movie as informed by Fanny's observations.
That's funny. It's like someone told him about it, and then he gets the comment as if he saw it.
This is like. This is his thing. He should make time to go see the movie. Because a lot of people are going to be asking for his opinion. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. We comment on everything that we haven't seen or been involved in.
Well, this is true.
He's an important guy. He's the head of the Catholic League. He can't go to everything. Who wants to go see Bill Maher to begin with? All right?
That's right. He's a little insufferable.
You know what? Bill Maher did a good job at the film.
I thought
He did a good job.
Good for him. I still can't forgive him.
He did a good job.
Guy was a douche.
Yeah.
To me personally.
Who?
Bill Maher.
Oh.
First time I was ever on the radio. Bastard. I was a tin knocker, and then I went into radio, and the goddamn guy, we were interviewing him, and he started goofing on us for the fact that we didn't know how to interview.
We were a bit green at that time.
Very green.
Yeah.
When, last week or recently?
All right, that's pretty good, Voss.
All right, look, we got to take a break.
You ass.
In honor of Bill Donohue saying Wall Street, Main Street, one more time. What the hell, before we bury this thing? It's the Wall Street, Main Street montage. Everyone is saying it in the media today.
There's no question that the troubles on Wall Street have absolutely bled into Main Street.
To make sure that Main Street is getting the same kind of help that Wall Street's getting.
Well, bad news from Wall Street has folks on Main Street in a panic.
What does it mean for Wall Street? What does it mean for the rest of us, maybe on Main Street?
Main Street is looking for accountability from Wall Street.
And that, of course, impacts both Wall Street as well as Main Street.
And we must insulate Main Street from Wall Street.
Understand that this is just as much about Main Street as it is about Wall Street.
Wall Street is Main Street, folks.
I don't want to spend all this money to bail out these Wall Street fat cats. It's also bailing out Main Street.
We got a story from yesterday that we never got to. Another home invasion, Ant.
See? Where?
And you know what? We laugh at your scenarios, but they come true.
I know what home invasions are all about. That's why I am protecting myself constantly through the responsible use of my Second Amendment right.
We laugh at your paranoia at times, but then these stories come out and it's like, wow, this is pretty much the scenario that Anthony spells out for everybody.
Sure.
What happened?
Here it is.
Duct tape holds a 17-year-old girl's bedroom window closed after a terrifying incident early Sunday morning.
What could have been a very tragic situation for a 17-year-old girl has turned into the death of the assailant.
The
Nice.
assailant was a convicted sex offender who broke into the house wearing nothing but a mask and latex gloves.
He had in his possession a knife. There was some rope, some condom.
It was about 3 a.m. when the girl's parents were awakened.
She awoke, saw this naked man in the bedroom with a mask on. She started screaming.
The father subdued the man by wrapping his arms around the man's neck. When police arrived, the suspect had died.
His wife called 911, and that's when the police arrived and found him on the floor with his arm around the neck of Mr. Myers, struggling, holding him down.
Authorities say the assailant, 52-year-old
Michael
David Myers, had a history of heart trouble.
Michael Myers.
The father is not expected to be charged.
Good.
How great is that?
That is fantastic. He was probably like, call 911. 9.
Where was that?
Somewhere.
It's hard, though.
Somewhere USA.
It's hard to wrestle a naked man, though.
It's any town USA it could be.
Wait, Voss wants to go into a bit.
No, I didn't.
Voss is hard to wrestle a naked man.
He's kind of onto something, though. I mean, how do you wrestle a naked man?
I don't know. Ask Norton.
He's onto something.
That wasn't bad, Voss.
He actually is onto something. Godfrey's old bit about breaking into a house naked.
Why? See, we know that you're watching Godfrey too. I don't know what Godfrey does on stage, you late night hack. Who knows what he does? I'm home sleeping by the time he's on.
This is that's always just one of my nightmares is a home invasion because God, but not you got to defend yourself. That's why I have to vote for McCain and his stupid BIM, a vice presidential candidate. I'm not even going to say her stupid name.
My friends were doing home invasions in the 70s for heroin.
Oh, great. Good.
Back then they were kicking doors open. My grandmother was a home invasion. I told you, my grandmother, they tied her up and kicked
I thought she was doing home invasions. Your grandma, I'm like, what?
But
she was trying to steal a non-retarded grandson.
Bobby.
My friend, he got 15 years in prison for doing it. 15 years. Kicked an old lady's door open.
Good.
You say it like it's an outrage of justice.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, not at all.
15 years.
I'm saying
You
it was
believe
good.
Wait, what did he do to the old lady that he got 15?
He kicked her door open.
Raped her?
No, he didn't rape her. He was, he was a
15?
drug addict.
15 years? What else did he do?
He kicked
He
her
got
out.
15 years for that?
Yeah, but you do about 6 years probably.
Depends on what his record was.
And he probably wasn't,
They don't do 15
taking a break
years.
from college
They
to
do
kick in
6.
someone's door.
Yeah.
Did he have priors?
Voss's friends didn't go to college.
Go lay down. You were killing when you were laying down.
I know. He wasn't going for a joke. He was just stating a fact there.
Don't always stick up for anybody who comes after me. Once in a blue moon, say, you know what, Voss is right. Okay, Benedict, Opie. Jesus.
Here we go again.
One time.
Every time you're in. Here we go again.
Hold on.
Here we go.
Yeah,
I want to ask Teeth McGillicuddy.
Let me tell you, rock him, sock him. What?
Ope had a valid question. What else did he do when he broke in?
Thank you, Jimmy.
He tied her up and robbed her.
Oh, okay.
But still, I mean, he probably had he probably had priors, a rap sheet. He wasn't a singer. I mean, he did a lot of drugs.
Is he out of jail?
No, he got out for a month. No, I got past that. Oh no!
No, you didn't.
He got out
I was
for
just
a month.
gut punched.
He got out for a month. He got out for a month and did something.
Hey, my uncle just made a joke because he had a rap sheet. He wasn't singing.
Oh. It's too late. I don't know who said that.
Uncle Rich.
That's something your uncle would say, like 1988.
No. And you're the right age to be his uncle, too, boss.
Is this where I'm supposed to defend you, by the way? I'm not sure.
Yeah. I didn't want my food to go bad. He had a saran wrap sheet.
Boo. Just let me know when I'm supposed to jump in and help out, because now I'm really confused. Jesus, Rich.
I think your mouth is on spin cycle. That washing machine you call a mouth. Time to just shut it down. It's a washing machine with a bunch of pillowcases in it.
Poor Rich.
Well,
Constant.
You know, we could seg into this next one. This one's pretty amazing, too.
Oh, my God. Oh, the time it is.
Yeah, we're rolling. Rolling right to the finish.
This Kentucky man just hit an infamous milestone. Henry Earl has now been arrested.
Has now been arrested?
100 and something times.
Milestone.
Is it time? How many times he's been arrested,
Yes,
or what
yes.
for? Oh, okay.
It's a milestone.
I will say 1,000 times.
That would be impossible.
I'm sticking with it
That's impossible.
because I don't care if I win or not.
I'm going to go with
How can
I'm
you go with
saying
1,000?
1,000.
That's insane.
I'm saying 1,000.
It's not enough days to be arrested
What?
1,000
I
times.
read this story, and I can't remember if it's 100 or 1,000, but it's one of those.
I'm saying 1,000. 100's easy.
Child support.
Holy
He's
moron.
thinking about what Bonnie's going to ask for when she leaves him.
The answer.
You just woke him up.
Yeah, the question.
Child support.
Yeah.
How many times he's been arrested?
How do you? Let me ask you something. How do you pay child support?
How do you say it?
How do you pay child support what?
How do you pay child support with comps from the hilarities?
All right,
How do you pay
throw
for
all
the
the
room?
stuttering and muttering. That was pretty funny.
He gets 2 for 1.
1,000? That's insane, Ant. Come on.
I'm going to say 1,000.
150.
Give me a real guess, Ant.
I'm saying 1,000.
150.
150 times arrested.
Well, I read this story and I can't remember. But it was,
Well, here it is.
Just hit an infamous milestone. Henry Earl has now been arrested 1,000 times.
Yes!
Swear, just took a guess. Right off the top of my head.
That's pretty solid.
I knew it. Is that him right there? All right, that makes perfect sense. Jesus Christ.
He has 1,000 different ways to cut his afro, too, I see in this
look
photo.
at all of those mugshots put together.
Wow.
He's been arrested 2 more times than he has kids.
even the way he said it was so unconfident. He's like,
I got something for Rich, in honor of Rich.
It's a person. There's a person stranded. There's a person stranded.
Let's help out Rich.
It's a person. There's a person stranded. There's a person stranded.
Well, we'll try to get you back on board there, Rich.
Look at his mugshots. Yeah. Wow, they're just scrolling along, and
he looks like someone.
He looks like everyone.
He looks like, what's his name? Morgan Freeman. That's hilarious.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh, geez, what happened to them there?
That's nice.
Getting a little older.
He does look like someone.
He does.
Only in America you could get arrested 1,000 times. How do you get arrested 1,000 times?
He looks like all the roles Pryor played and Which Way Was Up. Or Which Way Is Up.
Oh, he went with a shaved head there.
Yeah. You know what?
Right.
They got a video of all his different looks. They should have.
Wow.
They should have done it like a flip book, like a lot faster. Just
or morph them.
Or morph them.
I like that morphing.
Oh, that's a good idea too. We'll have that video up on onaradio.com. Here's the rest of the story.
Has now been arrested 1,000 times, mostly for public intoxication and other nonviolent charges. All of those arrests have been in Lexington. Earl's latest brush with the law was Monday night. That's when he was picked up for alcohol intoxication. For the latest charge, a judge Tuesday sentenced him to 1,000 days behind bars for the crime, saying it was only appropriate. Earl has been famous for his extensive record. He's been arrested 35 times this year alone. A local TV station reports, in all, he's spent more than 4,000 days in jail. On average, he's out of jail about 2 days before he lands back behind bars. Earl also has been featured on late-night talk shows, and several websites are dedicated to tracking his arrest record.
Wow. Several late-night talk shows on BET.
Yeah. Go to that one shot of all the mugshots together. It just looks like the opening sequence of this bunch.
Go to that.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, wait, of the what?
Exactly.
No, I want to
All right,
watch.
enough people got it.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh, no, that's terrible. That's just awful.
Right?
No.
That's hilarious.
Wow. Thank God for the beep.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Saves
God.
us every time.
Who was living with 30 children of his own?
The youngest one in prison.
Although one day when this deadbeat met this hoe.
I knew it was much more than a trick. That wasn't bad.
Oh, no!
There's a
person stranded! There's a person stranded!
Because I didn't have a
How this Jew would somehow ruin the fun.
That's my new favorite clip now.
Oh,
we finally found a new bomb clip.
Yep.
It's about time.
Great.
I was sick of pushing that boo.
Great.
That's fantastic. Hey, Flip, what are you doing over there? You're
Footy. Yeah, you're coming over to the XM side.
Good old
You got to plug their foot.
Foot step
up to the mic, God damn it.
Joe Curry, comedian, we all know.
Funny.
Yes, my pal.
Many
years, right in there.
McGuire's Comedy Club, October 10th and 11th.
That was smooth.
McGuire's,
Yeah, right.
What? You're on an episode of MacGyver? What? McGuire's, October 10th and 11th. Joseph Curry. Foot. I just call him Foot. He was tapping one of those friggin' big goddamn. Yeah. He was tapping one of those in a barn one day. We were hanging out, smoking pot and drinking whiskey and stuff. That's what we used to do out there in
Northport.
Patchogue.
There's barns in Northport.
Yeah, it was like everyone's backyard had like a shed. And it was like a barn with some workbench that your father used when he wasn't drunk, kind of a thing.
I got locked up in Corum once, you know.
Did you?
For 2 days, yeah.
Corum.
For what?
That's
There's a club out there?
He's back. That's good.
He's back.
So Joe was tapping his foot to, I guess some Charlie Daniels was playing or something, and he was tapping his foot, and dust was coming out from under his foot and like making a vortex around the top of his foot. And this guy, Chauncey, who we used to know before he died, he goes, "Hey, it looks like when you drop a big plank," and the dust comes out, and he goes, "Hey, plank foot." And 80 years later, he's still plank foot.
Oh, it took you an hour to tell the story about his foot.
Well, that's why they call him plank foot.
His feet look like Patrice, don't they?
And it took you 1 second to tag it with crap.
There's a person stranded. There's a person stranded.
Every other one.
Good one. Plank teeth.
Why don't you walk a plank? We just got you back on the boat. You're down here in the water again.
You're back on the boat.
Oh my God, help him.
Why did he do that? I want to ask Seesaw Choppers why he jumped in and ruined everyone's fun.
Everyone's fun.
Oh my God.
Just relating a story.
Oh, it was a good one. Sorry.
No, it was a good one. It just gives people insight into the characters on the show and, things like that. Little insight. Like the story of you dressing up like a friggin' chick for your drug dealer to get a discount. The story was long, but it was entertaining. Gave a little insight into what a drug addict, pseudo-queer you are.
I was telling somebody last night I was giving Babiglia a ride home last night.
Who?
And Babiglia.
Were you?
Yeah, I gave him a ride. We patched up things.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Lover spat is over?
Yeah. And I was saying how brilliant you were that you turned my short bit into 45 minutes of complete
Right.
because I wanted to get some extra Coke, that's all.
Right, the two of you trying to explain to each other how it was just a moment, a radio bit that got carried away.
Sure, it wasn't real.
Why are you sitting like a girl? Sit like a man.
All right, I sit like a girl if I was I stop.
Nelson snap is there. The snap, the ball is down. The kick is on its way. It's good. It's good. It's good. No, wait a minute. He said no good. No good. We missed it. I'm sorry. We missed it.
Oh.
I hit a patch of black ice. I tapped the brakes.
I didn't hear about the spike.
I wanted to know, when are you going to see your dentist? And, does he have to call in the aluminum siding expert today?
Garden State brick face.
Brick face and stucco, right?
Hey, but what is this spot? I never heard about the Battle of the Glorified Middles. What happened with Voss and
Oh, it was something.
Wow, it was
Rich
a good
went
one.
after Mike.
Rich
pretty bad.
Rich had a pretty good day.
Yeah.
See, there's me sticking up
Thank
for you.
you.
See how I do it?
Hey, Voss is a hot. Let's face it. Voss is always. We always know he's got it.
He's a catalyst for this show.
Thank you.
Mm.
You know,
Now, just explain what catalyst
I was
is
going to
afterwards.
say, Jimmy, I was right there with you.
They shot
what I'm
rocks
saying.
over
He thinks you're
walls.
insulting him.
Opie said I'm the Cadillac of the show. No, dummy.
I'm a list of kittens.
Let's play this one more time because we're not going to see Rich for a while, you know.
Why?
Because you come in here every once in a while.
Yeah, I try not to burn out.
Yeah.
You can only take this abuse every 3-4 weeks. I leave, I cry, and I rebuild.
In honor of your new mouth, I want to play this one more time.
They call me Yuck Mouth, 'cause I don't brush. Oh, like my teeth like this, they call me Yuck Mouth. No, I won't brush. How's about a little kiss? I got those beef in my teeth, got some chicken too. Ouch! That's a cavity. Hey, that's new. Well, if you don't brush your
Lower
teeth,
your
then
standards.
you can be a yuck
Lower your
mouth.
standards.
By the way, Stump Brain, why don't you read what you just showed me?
The
power of the radio show right here.
The LA Times is today reporting the rumor we planted last week that Biden is resigning after the presidential debate to make room for Hillary Clinton.
There you go.
Took a week, 10 days.
For them to bite.
But guess what? They want that to be true, too.
You think so?
Boy, people talk about picking Palin. What about picking Biden instead of Hillary? Well, maybe
It
Hillary.
was a smart move.
How about they...
Yeah, Tessio was always a smart one.
Sure it was. Hillary tried to dance on somebody's feet, and her fat cankles crushed their little tootsies.
Poor Tessio.
That was a smart move. People don't want to look at Hillary.
Wow, wait.
How about
Kelly Pickler grew up from American Idol? Wow, wait. Look at that.
Oh, Uncle
They're
Paul.
only showing a facial shot.
Well, because she's got like really nice implants.
Did
now.
she get
I think they're a little scared to show 'em.
implants?
Oh yeah,
Well, she got a go funny eye and a go funny mouth.
Wow,
And an awful skirt. That skirt's
A little
awful.
something going on there.
That skirt would look perfect on your nurse aunt.
What is this, Project Runway?
What?
These guys are commenting on her outfit. Like,
Well, no,
Why
I just
not?
don't like we're trying to look at her rack, and we can't see
Yeah,
the skirt.
see, they
old lady.
won't do the close up of the rack. She might be nipping out or something.
What? No. Oh, is that what they're doing?
The scroll is covering it.
Yes, stupid scroll.
I like the scroll. It's very necessary. Everyone
Nice
reads it.
microphone. It looks like one of Patrice's dildos. It's all covered with diamonds,
It does.
glass.
Linger. Remember the glass dildo
Yeah,
day?
Patrice brought in a bunch of glass dills.
In a briefcase. We had to look at him and go, "What's wrong with you? You all right?"
She's, yeah,
Look
okay.
at it. See that, huh?
Good God.
Wow, look at the friggin' set on her.
Yep.
She's a busty gal.
I don't think she had those when she was doing the American Idol thing.
No way.
she's only 22?
I
Is
don't know.
she?
Maybe. 21,
What's that thing
23.
hanging off her ear there? One of her earpieces?
Yes, it's her monitor.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem to need it.
I think she was grew up with Jimmy
Jackson. We didn't get the Jimmy
Jimmy
Jackson.
Jackson.
story.
Jimmy Jackson too. Well, you're doing an XM.
They'll wait on XM so I could
I'll tell you,
say
it'll be
I could say the word. When he used to tell his 5-year-old daughter what she'll turn into if she's bad. Oh yeah, believe me, he used to tell her that, and she used to cry that she doesn't want to be one.
Was it a euphemism for boogeyman? But
Yes, exactly.
boogeyman. Was it a little interpretation?
Yes, it was. But Jimmy went right for the throat on that one. Didn't muck around with any words that any politically correct words.
Forget hilarities. I'm in Allentown tonight at the Allentown Brew
boy.
Works. Tickle Me Tuesdays. Allentown tonight.
Tickle Me Tuesdays?
Yeah.
You're joking.
No.
All right, that's
you're
Rich
not.
Voss.
It'll be Tuesday. Sounds like a fun night.
Yeah, let's focus on the plugs because we got some big ones today.
Oh, that's good money.
Tickle Me
That was Rich
Tuesdays?
Voss. We
Yeah,
got Colin at Governor's out there on Long Island. What town you're hoping shows up?
What town?
Yeah.
And
What town do you want to represent at your gig this weekend at Governor's?
Massapequa.
Mastic Shirley.
Mastic
Where
Shirley.
my cousin Tim lives.
Wow, he's doing pretty well for himself.
Oh, God.
Mastic Shirley. Hopefully closer to Shirley than Mastic. What is he, right on the border? Oh, my God.
And, of course, Joe Curry, Plankfoot
Yeah.
at McGuire's, October 10th and 11th.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where is McGuire's again? Like
oh, yeah, you don't know.
You don't know.
And Jimmy's HBO show starts Friday after Bill Maher.
This Friday midnight, yeah.
At midnight. It's called Down and Dirty. Let's get the word out. It's going to be a great show for Jimmy. I
It's on
think.
the first episode, you know?
This episode, I know Florentine's on it, and Artie Lang is on it, and a couple other comedians.
When is my pal going to be on? And I forgot his freaking name.
Jim Jeffries?
Anthony Jeselnik.
The guy with the arthritis. I can't remember his name.
Sean Rouse.
Sean Rouse.
I don't know.
He is a funny mother effer.
He's either on the Patrice episode or the Bill Burr episode, I think. I'm not sure.
Sean Rouse rules.
He's funny, man.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we're out of here. Colin, thank you.
If he was related to Colin, Colin would put him on the show.
And Rich, thank you. You know we love you, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, good.